we're at this party. There was probably 100+ people. It was at the University of Washington, UW. And, I'm rolling up this sticky, icky green hydro bud from BC that was like probably low grade compared to what it is now. And, next thing I know, I got like 4 or 5 guys over my shoulder saying, like, where'd you get that? Where'd that come from? I was like, oh, this is the only kind of stuff that we get back home where I'm from. He's like, dude, that's so hard to get. And I was like, oh, yeah. And it kind of just like, went over my consciousness for a minute and, about a year or so. I got back that summer. I was 18, met a few people and, played another year down in the States for my junior hockey. I just turned 19. Some of my old bros, so to speak, were about 3 months into starting the biz. And that biz was obviously, shipping across the line in different ways and forms. And I did my first border run at, I just turned 19 and had a hockey bag and a hockey stick and a bunch of pounds in the back of the bag. Yeah, just no fear whatsoever. And, it was the most money I made in one day. And I was like, how can I do this next? When's the next time I do this? Seeing
like
all
from Blow. This is literally this is how Johnny Depp and Blow. Have you seen that movie?
Yes. Yeah.
It sounds just like that. It's like,
it is
this weed, man. Oh, dude, this is what we have. Light bulb.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1 pound turned into like 10 pounds, 10 pounds turned into 20. 20 turned into 100, 100 turned into 150 to 200 to 300 to 400 to 500. And then at one point it was like thousands a week when it got to the pinnacle. And, that's when it got huge. When it got so big, it was too much to handle. Having to find safe houses to put, I had no room to put the money. Our best year was, we pulled in over $100 million worth of marijuana money. I mean, that wasn't all mine. I had to feed a lot of mouths along the way, people that were, working for me here down south and whatnot, all the, fully encrypted BlackBerries on a server in Costa Rica, the many ways of, the boats, the Cessna planes, the helicopters, the Zodiacs, the kayaks. I mean, you name it, the hiking bushwhacks that we found with helicopter aerial maps. And, it was crazy. I mean, I'm going to say, like, I had an absolute blast doing that for a while until it got ugly, where everybody started doing it. Like, we were the pioneers. My group was that first group that really, started doing it on a big scale. And, when people see how much money you're making, next thing you know, you become a target.
Oh, yeah.
And, nobody's ever bulletproof. And, someone's always trying to take you down to get to the top or whatever that looks like. But for me, I just, the fear thing just starts setting in. And, the gang life is not my deal. But yeah, I associated myself with a lot of gangsters and that obviously, prison, being around the Mexican Mafia, the Crips, the Bloods, you name it. And I think it was my sense of humor that got me through. And, lucky enough, I was able to come out of that deadly game unscathed. Now with legalization, I'm allowed to talk about it. And, hence being on the National Geographic thing there.
Right.
That was a little nerve-wracking. 21 hours in front of camera after riding across Canada for mental health awareness. And now I'm talking about my past. It brought up a lot. And, with all due respects to National Geographic, they touched on maybe a pinpoint of the actual everything that went down. So on this next ride that I'm doing, going across Canada and the US, we have a wonderful producer that's jumped on board by the name of Charles Maddox. And he only focuses in on humanitarian award-winning films. So we're going to be doing a full-on doc series going across Canada, then the United States afterwards. And, so I'll be able to really, delve deep into those past so-called traumatic wounds of that industry. So it'll be a lot of healing for myself and also open the doorways, the floodgates for other people to tell their stories and really try to reframe the way humanity looks at mental health and views mental health and allowing the misunderstood to be understood. because at the end of the day, we're all going through something. We're all fighting something internally. You know, we're human. You know, we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and being in these physical bodies isn't the easiest thing in the world sometimes, is it?